All right, so we're going to show you guys how to fix the low oil pressure on these body style right here. This is 2017, 2017, 2016 V6 Colorado. So the first thing you got to do is you're going to have to remove this cover right here, which is loosen your intake air filter with a flat screwdriver. And back here you have two small bolts that are 8 millimeters. And then right here in the front, you're gonna have this one right here that you use a Torx bit. And the measurement on that Torx bit, it's gonna be a T30. So you are gonna have to buy this socket. It's a 1 and 1/16. And what this one does with this extension is we used it to be able to access the switch, oil pressure switch, which once you remove this cover right here, again, this is where your air box was. This is where that T1 was, that little Torx bit one, and the two that go in the back go right here. Oh, also I forgot to mention this one right here. You press it and you unclip it also from that box, and you take these off of the little clamps. I'll show you in a second. Remove your oil filter cap, so that one also holds the plastic in place. But so you're gonna use a T30 for this right here, this bolt right here, and the rest are 8 millimeters. So you have one that goes in there, another one that goes back here, and the other one that goes over there. 1, 2, 3. Then you have where it goes into, it has where it goes into the throttle body, like a little clamping area where it goes, and then this right here that we mentioned earlier, and this one. And also remove that right there. But this truck, we bought it with over my father-in-law bought it with over 100,000 miles, so this was already broken and it's had work done to it. So it was we noticed that it was missing those 2 screws, but at least we have this one and that one on that corner for now, and we're gonna try to get those 2 screws ordered. ¿Cuánto te costó el sensor?
38.
But he bought that sensor at the dealership for $38. So
38.
yeah, 38. So hopefully he should be able to get those pretty cheap too. So we're just gonna tighten this right here, and we'll get back to you. But you'll be able to come in through this area right here, and let me see if you can see that shiny sensor. But basically, let me grab it right here really quick. This is where that hose that I'm telling you that runs to the top clamps into. But basically what you want to do is, once you have your socket, you come in through this area right here, and you'll be able to access it right there. So make sure you unhook your switch, and right there, see that shiny one right there? So once you unclip it, you'll be able to get in there with the extension and loosen it, and it plugs into the oil filter housing. So we're gonna go ahead and put this back together, and if you're watching this video, that means that this was the fix for this low oil pressure issue. All right, so I'm making this video because we fixed the low oil pressure, or the oil pressure problem that we were having on this 2016 Colorado with the V6. So right now we're cruising, 55, 60, and we're about 35. And when you floor it, that oil pressure goes up to 80, which is what it's supposed to be doing, So if you watched one of my previous shorts on this truck, the issue that we were having is that sometimes you would just have the truck on or idling, and it would be at like 80. It was reading 80 psi. You would floor the truck, and instead of it building oil pressure, what it was doing is it was going all the way down to like 18, 17, even 15 at some point. So I read a little bit of the forum pages. There wasn't too much other than possibly the oil pressure sensor, but I couldn't find any videos on that. That's why I decided to make this video on how to locate that sensor. It was bought at the dealership, and it was only almost about $40, so it wasn't a very expensive part, and it can be done with you are going to need that special socket, but this will definitely take care of your problem, and I hope this helps. And I'll show you guys also the normal oil pressure while you're idling, because that was another thing that I really couldn't find as far as what was the normal. Yeah, same. Right here we'll get. So it does, you know, when you're not like when you're not on it, when it's just idling, you are gonna get pretty low, you know, 15 psi, but it doesn't trigger an alarm or anything like that. And that's what previously happened with this truck. It triggered. We weren't on this screen right here because normally probably none of you guys will drive on this screen. We were on, I think it was, you know, just your normal either fuel economy, or this one is probably the one you're at, right, for the most part, or one of these. But what we did is that once we got that low oil pressure warning, we looked for something that could give us that, and that's when we were at this point. But my previous video will show how it was weird, because that temperature was, I mean, the pressure was fluctuating all over the place, getting in the 80s, and now with that new sensor, we're back to normal. So, see, build up oil pressure as soon as we get going, and it just, even when you floor it, yeah, once you floor it, you get back to your high oil pressure. So we're back to normal. We're good. So hope this helps you. All right, so this is what the final product is. I still think this oil pressure is low at idle, but no warning lights were displaying, and now as soon as you give it a little bit of throttle, the oil pressure builds up, instead of the way it used to be where you would turn it on, it would be reading like 80 psi or 50, and then when you would step on it, it would drop. So it was kind of doing the opposite. So, you know, now we're just building normally, but it does drop down all the way to, you know, 15, 16. So yeah, I think maybe that's the way these run. If you have a newer one or a lower mileage one, you can check that on your oil pressure. But we're definitely not getting any more warning lights, and we're operating correctly now.